If you want me to tell you the truth, do you want me to know what it is? They don't like responsibility. They don't like the responsibility of taking care of a household. It's easy to go home and take care of yourself. You can walk away from that shit. It takes some guts to walk home with some kids yelling at you, a wife. That
Well,
is, they don't. I don't think they want the response. Listen,
I
they
think
don't
that
want.
might be part of it, but Shan, I think the other thing, like Inaz brought up a good point in the things that they're willing to take the risk on. It appears that those risks are a little different because in their mind, there's some level of control of the risk, right? A lot of it is the physical aspect of risk taking. Whereas I think when you're in relationship, it's an emotional risk, which is a totally different impact than the other stuff. Like I can recoup from if I tried to invest in this business and it failed. I'm willing to take that risk because now I know what I need to do to go ahead and I can make more money and recoup that way. But an emotional risk, I think for men is a lot very, very different than what you explained in terms of men are willing to play the odds with their music. You know,
I don't
again,
know that that's
there's some level of control with that in their mind. You have to be dependent in a marriage though. You can't control the other person in that situation, but yet your ability to not control them, that blowback is still going to be an emotional risk that if it don't work, that I think that's a little different.
But that's the same thing when it comes to pregnancy. You don't control when a chick have your baby, right? But that ain't gonna stop them from nothing inside of them. That ain't a control. But they still nothing
What
inside of them.
we
That's what
genetically
it, and let me just say this too. There, have you ever seen a person who's played basketball all of their lives and doesn't make it to the league? That's some emotions. It looks a little different than a loving emotion, but that love you give to the game and you find out you don't make it, and you worked all your life since you were a kid for that. I beg to differ. I think that these people have straight up emotion. It just looks a little different from a female, but they have a love for the game that is far more because they've been doing it all their lives, and just get that set point where it didn't work out for them. Some people would do anything. They'll go overseas, start playing ball. They'll start doing like little league. They'll do anything just to get that back. So I just disagree with that.
but that would speak to the loss because, like, I know people that have lost themselves once basketball was no longer a thing. Like, they genuinely, they be like depressed to this day. They won't
They
work.
do.
It's tied to basketball, and they can't vision themselves as nothing else.
Same
So
thing with
maybe it's the same
football.
thing. Yeah, so maybe it's the same thing with the relationships. They been in one relationship, their heart got broke. They like, man, I'm not about to put my all into this. But according to the men on YouTube, they say that the reason they want to get married, but they don't feel it's women worthy of marriage.
So that goes into the worthy of marriage. So what will make a woman worthy of marriage? Let me ask that question. What, in your guys' opinion, you men out here, what makes a woman worthy? And don't give me the look at your, because most of you've been married before. Look at your wife, because I don't want the cookie cutter example of what makes a woman a wife, because we know that doesn't always fit. It's some cookie cutter women out here still not married. So I want to know, what is it that men value from
Sorry,
their wife?
before we
Before
go
that.
to that, sorry. This is a great direction we're heading in. I just want to circle back to one quick thing that Mistaken said about the element of control. I just want to ask you specifically, Mistaken, does your husband have any level of control over you?
I would say the reason I would say yes is because it's I guess that
That's
social
true.
contract. I know I have the ability to not listen, not, you know what I'm saying? But because I respect him, I do. So I don't know. I guess mutual control. I don't know like how to explain that.
So that by definition is submission. is that you
No,
voluntarily
not this way. No, just joking.
you voluntarily hand over the control to him because you trust him, right? And so it's just like this interesting parallel that I see of men who fear those circumstances because they don't perceive control, and them feeling like they can't find a submissive woman, right? So I just like masculine men who are married exert control in their marriage. Masculine men in relationships exert control in their relationships. So it's either you don't know how to rein in that control, or you don't know how to choose somebody who will voluntarily hand you over the control.
Okay. So
Well said.
it was very great. So the question is, what will make a great wife, in your opinion?
I think we answered this so much. Let's see if y'all listen to us. Let's hear y'all answers to what y'all think
Well,
would be great.
do you want to so do you want to know what I feel? Because what I see and what I hear are two different things. What I do think that a woman is customized for a man. Men need something. If every man needs something different. So when I ask, because you're asking us, right, what we think, right? So from observation, I know men who want a woman to look. When I come home, I handle business out there. I just want you to handle it in here. I don't want to think about what I'm eating. I just want all that done. Okay. I know other men who want you to be out there too, and they want you to be a power couple. I think that it is individual what works for that man. I do think that one thing I've heard everybody across the board say that they do want peace. I want peace. Let's piece this out together. Most people, I would hope, want peace. Okay. But I've also seen this in them, and this is, I think it was Saida who said this, but in order to have peace, we must create a peaceful environment. Okay. I think that men want a woman who can add value to them in any way possible. For example, he likes vegan food. He's a vegan. She's a vegan. She makes sure he stays on that, so she may be of value to him. Some men may be like, I'm the exact opposite. I like a down south meal every other day. He got him a chick, got a down south meal every day. People want different things. I don't think that there's a one size fits all. I think it's going to always be according to a man, because Marcus's wife might not work for AP. AP's wife may not work for HD. It's just it all depends on what that man values for his life and what value she can add to his life.
But I agree, but I think that's when you get into the nuance of men. But there should be some baseline. Like, what do you think the baseline, I guess, characteristics or qualities that men are saying that men are saying that they want? So you understand what I'm saying?
For sure. Even that becomes blur, because I've seen in this day and age, they wifing hoes. They are wifing hoes. I used to think you wanted a respectable woman who went to church. People don't go to church no more. So the woman who went to church, she didn't sleep with your cousin. She didn't sleep with your brother. She wasn't out there in the streets. She was a good woman to raise your kids, your family, your reputation. If you wanted to run for president one day, you felt rest assured that the first lady did not have a background that's going to tarnish you from running for president. Okay. That's down the drain, because the way y'all moving, it's like your wife twerked something just yesterday. Like, she got an OnlyFans. I'm confused. I'm so confused. They want Instagram models. Like, they're mad when Instagram models don't hit them back. It's confusing.